Here in chapter four, as we're going to cover it here, we're dealing with looking at the budget process for the government as a whole. One of the themes that when we went back to chapter one, one of the themes that we were seeing was that at least at the federal level, the deficit is growing. So one of the themes that we take up here in chapter four is how do we finance that deficit? Like how do we pay for it, despite the fact that we don't have the money? Well, we typically do it by borrowing money. So we'll look at aspects of that. And then the other thing that we will look at in terms of the budget analysis would be is how do we assess taking on new projects or new initiatives, what impact that has on the government. If you remember back to our chapter one discussion, we called it scoring, as is done by the Congressional Budget Office. And so we'll look a little bit more at that process and look at how the government decides whether it can afford to do something or not, which is obviously a much more complicated question than you or I would have in our own households in looking at our own budget process about whether we can afford to take something on.